Hi there, Tommy here bringing you some more in Retrospect. This is Tekken 3. Now, first off I want to say that Tekken is one of my favourite game series of all time, and I wouldn't consider myself much of a Tekken connoisseur. I've only played 2, 3 and Dark Resurrection on the PSP, and there's a load of Tekken games, I mean more than I can count. So a lot of you will be complete experts on this, and you'll probably point out all the mistakes I'm making, but I don't claim to be a good Tekken player, I just like the series. Honestly, I do prefer Soul Calibur slightly more, but since this is more retro, I thought it was more appropriate. Because I did want to do some kind of fighting game at some point. I know a lot of people will say Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, but I've never played either of those, so I don't really know what they're like. But anyways, I want to explain the standard format of fighting games for those who've never played one before. And to those who have, it's just going to sound extremely patronizing, so sorry about that. But the basic format is you have two characters. I am this robot-looking dude with a lightsaber called Yoshimitsu. And the idea is, you move around with the directional buttons, obviously. And each of the other buttons are assigned to a particular basic move, right? So, like, circle is kick, and triangle is punch. But if you press these buttons in different combinations, maybe you press two together, maybe you press one after the other, with a direction or something, it does different moves. And each character has their own kind of list of different moves and combos and stuff, and if you learn some good ones, you can easily beat the other, your opponent. It's basically a case of learning a couple of good moves of each character and just spamming them over and over again. Yoshimitsu, I know a few with him, but I haven't played this game in absolutely ages, so I don't know as many as I used to. First off, I'm showing you a bit of arcade gameplay, and arcade is like the basic mode. You have 10 rounds and you go through to the end and you see a little movie clip at the end. You unlock more stuff as you beat arcade mode with each character. I guess you unlock more costumes for them, different characters, all that good stuff. I think for this one I just cheated and downloaded a save file because I was too lazy to play through again. But arcade mode is the basic mode, but there are also some other ones. There's stuff like Tekken Force mode and Tekken Ball mode. I'll show you those in a minute, but first I have to own this guy called Hwarang, who is a Taekwondo expert. And fun fact, I used to do Taekwondo, so I know some of those moves. Anyways, back to the topic. If you've never played any Tekken game before, I strongly recommend you do. I'd recommend either 3 or Dark Resurrection, they're both great games. 2 was alright, I mean, 2 was great, but I felt kind of weird. The throws were really overpowered and the jumping was insane. So I do prefer 3 and Dark Resurrection to 2, but it's still a good game. This here is Tekken Ball mode, and I'm playing as Gon, who is overpowered, against Hwarang again. And Tekken Ball mode is kind of like a volleyball game, where there's a ball in the middle, and you can see like a big thick white line in the middle which marks the center, and then thin white lines on either side. Now if the ball lands like on the other side of your thin white line, you automatically lose some health. See there, it just happened to him. So he loses some health, but also if you attack the ball, it actually places some damage onto the ball, and when the ball hits them, they take the damage as they normally would. If you block, you don't take much damage from the ball, but it kind of racks up on the ball, so basically you can end up with this ridiculously fast, ridiculously powerful ball if people keep blocking it. So it's kind of a really interesting game mode in that sense. But Tekken Force mode, let's move on to that. Now what this is you select a character. I normally go for either Nina or Xiao Yu. You select a character and you walk through this street. There's 4 different stages, and you walk through, and all these kind of anonymous henchmen named after birds for some reason, they come after you, and you got to kill them all one by one. And you basically get time for each one you kill. There's a time limit in each one, and if you get to the end, you unlock a character called Dr. Biskonovich, who's a really weird character. He's like an old man who just lies on the floor and kicks you. But Tekken Force mode is basically about choosing one character where you know a particularly fast and powerful move. You can see the move I'm going to keep spamming with Xiao Yu. But yeah, it's just about spamming one particular move. It's a pretty basic game mode, if you like. And I know that if you play Tekken Online, people look down upon spamming of particular moves, but I really don't give a shit. So yeah, basically just going after them. They get more powerful as you go along. Like that one, Falcon, has like twice the health, and you get 4 seconds for killing him, so it does make sense. And later on you get ones called like Owl, who have like 8 seconds, which are pretty insane. But at the end of each Force round, you face one of the actual characters. So in this one I faced Lei Wulong at the end, and it's just kind of a boss at the end. Tekken Force, not a big fan of it, but it is a good addition to the game. You don't want just the standard arcade mode all the time, it gets a bit dry after a while, like my throat is right now. One of the best things about Tekken, in my opinion, is the fact that It's a very social game. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if you've got friends around, it's great for just, you know, messing around, playing a couple of hours of Tekken or whatever. Maybe not a couple of hours, I don't think I could manage that. But, just playing a bit of Tekken, you know, having some fun. I remember as a kid playing a lot of 8v8 team battles against, like, either my brother or my friends. And, it's just pretty hilarious to watch your friend get completely destroyed, you know, over and over again by the same move or the same character. I actually brought this game with me to university, and my flatmate, we were playing some Tekken the other day, and he's never played it before, so I just completely wrecked him, and it's funny to watch how angry he gets at this game. I've never heard the word fuck shouted so many times in my life. And now that Lei has been beaten up by a little Chinese schoolgirl, we will move on to a bit more arcade gameplay, and in this one I think I'm playing as Jin. And I don't know the story at all in Tekken. I know there's quite like a long story which mainly involves Heihachi, which is like the old man who just dominates everyone. But I know that quite a lot of the characters are related, like Jin Kazuma is related to Kazuya and Heihachi. And you can see how there's some kind of overlap in the moves. It's the same thing with Soul Calibur. It's funny how they do this, where they have the characters and they like transfer over some of the moves between them. And you can see that across the generations of games as well. There is a character in Tekken 2 called Michelle, and her daughter or niece or something called Julia is in this game. So you can see the direct transfer there. They do try hard, they do introduce a lot of new characters, and it must be kind of hard being a developer for a fighting game and actually coming up with these like new characters and new moves, because there's only so many button combinations you can make. And there are some button combinations which is completely ridiculous. Like there's a character called Nina Williams, who has this throw, which is just this ridiculous, weird combination of buttons, but it just like instantly kills them. So if you can manage that, then, you know, you're golden. But this is the end of the video. I'm going to dedicate this video to PJ because I know he's a big Tekken fan. And I'm going to leave you with this video clip, which is Gon's winning clip for winning the arcade mode. I'm not going to talk over it because it's just too epic and I don't want to ruin it. Thank you, please rate the video, and goodbye.